One more ex-Marine, that's Dan Rather. Sorry about that, folks. No, let me get the thing about Turner straightened out. When we go to Atlanta, I get the best seat in the house, my wife and I. The downside is everybody expects me to pick up the tab. Look, I started this group to take on the AARP, that nonprofit that makes millions and millions and millions of dollars every year. And look, just so you know who we are, I have a bumper sticker they don't like, the AARP, the Association Against Retired Persons, because they're making millions on the elderly. I'm selling one thing that's called limited government, less taxes, and an adherence to a document called the Constitution of the United States. I'll give you one other difference between 60 Plus and the AARP. They tout us their Man of the Year, an entertainer named Harry Belafonte. Well, he's a great entertainer, but he's so far to the left, he makes Obama look like a moderate. My spokesman at 60 Plus is another singer, legendary singer, named Pat Boone. By the way, Pat is 78 years old today, June 1. He lives out in Beverly Hills. He and Shirley have been married 57 years, raised 4 kids. He's our spokesman. And look, besides Belafonte being in that crowd, Pat Boone likes to tout his friendship with his old friend, Ronald Reagan. Hey, look, let me tell you something about some of you seniors out here. I'm on a recruiting trip. I think I see a few people that might qualify at 60 Plus. And I got to tell you now, the AARP says they're on a listening tour now. I got news. They should have been listening 2 years ago when they passed this piece of legislation that is against seniors. They are going to pay the price come November because they're on the listening tour. They didn't listen then. Somebody said, Jim, they don't, does it make sense to you? I said, no, the bill doesn't. Well, it does make sense. It makes dollars and cents for the AARP and their bankroll. So we're not going to put up to it. And one other thing, all you veterans, back 2 years ago when Obamacare started out, I remember in Dallas, they were taking on the AARP. And one lady who was the former Speaker of the House called them un-American. The men and women who were challenging that law, she said they were un-American, the former Speaker. And I thought, my heavens, those men and women have served in one branch or another of our armed services to give her the right to call you un-American. I'm not going to name her, but her initials are Nancy Pelosi. So we got on the trail then and we started going around the country, and I said there's a tsunami headed toward Capitol Hill, a senior citizen tsunami, and it was going to land. It landed in 2010. 60-some new members had to update their resumes. That same tsunami is offshore here. It's going to come ashore again. If they don't mind their P's and Q's, a lot more are going to be sent home. And one guy might get sent back to Chicago come November the 6th because of that bill. We'll help you. Anyway, I want to tell you something. I got 90,000 seniors up here in Wisconsin that think like we do. And I want to come up and thank Governor Walker and the Lieutenant Governor and others for doing what they said they were going to do. You know, politicians like to make promises. They don't keep them, they break them. Well, in this case, promises made, promises kept. Your governor and these other folks kept their promises. They balanced the budget. They lowered your taxes. They cut spending. They created jobs. That's a strange thing for politicians to do. So I said, I think I'll go up and thank them for that. Thank you so much. I see my time is up. I thank you sincerely for yours. God bless America.